Oh. And we might have to do it this way. I think it's on. All right. We're live. Hello.
And we're live! Woo! From EOS Greece.
How does it feel?
Oh, it feels so good. How do you feel?
Feels good.
Give me a chest bump. Guys, we are coming to you live today. Fire Up Nation. Where are we at? Where are we at? Holler back. We're out here live in EOS Greece, where we are, there's some views behind us here. It's pretty awesome. And Graclyn and I were just thinking, you know what? We're just really feeling inspired. We're really feeling excited to bring the message Fire Up Nation, and we really just want to get to know y'all better, for you to get to know us better. So we figure what better way to do that than to just go ahead and put ourselves out there.
Just a quick sound recording check. All right, I think we're good.
And we gotta check the tech and make sure we're good. Hopefully you can see us, hopefully you can see the views. But today is the first ever edition of Fire Up Nation Friday Free-for-All. And woo! Woo, woo, woo! And what we're doing with that is we're just gonna sit here and just sling questions at each other. We'll go back and forth, but one of us is just gonna kind of ask rapid fire and just feel the flow and let the other one respond. And that's the best way that we can see to keep it authentic and speak from the heart, which is what we're all about and what we're trying to do out here. So
yeah, and these are questions we're asking each other, questions we're asking ourselves, questions people are asking us.
Fun questions.
It's whatever. It's free for all, right?
It's a free for all. Yeah, I mean the important thing is to be authentic, right? So I'll just start with that. Graclyn, what does being authentic mean to you?
Yeah, I love that. Authentic to me is just, being yourself, removing any preconceived notions about how you should be, how you need to be, what, fits into a box or what someone expects of you, and just being yourself. And it's pretty simple as that, just being you. You be you. You be you. Be you. And I love that.
I'll be me. I love that. All right. Well, so we're out here on EOS, right? Just kind of tell us what have we done so far since we got to Greece?
Oh man, trains, planes, ferries, not really trains, but we've taken it all to get over here, and it was well worth it. Greece is absolutely beautiful island, great people, really welcoming. I would say the food's been a surprise. You hear Mediterranean diet, you think a lot of salads and good vegetables.
Yeah, so what about the food? I mean, what has been your experience versus your preconceived notion?
Experience. I was thinking this will be good. It'll get me off the back on that health track. And there's a lot of meat, a lot of potatoes. Surprising to me, but I've loved it. It's good.
To describe how much meat was on our plate at yesterday's meal, because basically we're eating one meal a day, right?
That's about right. Yeah.
So how much meat was on the plate yesterday? We got a mixed grill for two. What was that like?
2 pork tenderloins, 2 pork something else, 2 hamburgers essentially. There were probably 4 pieces of sausage, and it was enough for at least 2 to 3 meals. But we love Greece. It's amazing. It's beautiful. We're very fortunate to have these views as we pull out our laptops and try to get some stuff done. So I feel really lucky.
What would you say is kind of the one thing about the Greek people that's really resonated with you? How would you describe just the culture around here?
Just my general vibe is that they kind of look out for each other. It just seems like even though we're new and we're traveling, even the hosts of where we're staying or just people you run into, it's kind of like, hey, what do you need? Can I help you? You need to ride to the grocery store, or let me give you the ins and outs of what to do or how this works. And I think it's just been really welcoming and enjoyable that everybody's just so open and hospitable here. It's been really fun.
Awesome. And what's your favorite experience so far?
Oh, so many. I would say we got an opportunity at a restaurant bar to meet with about 5 or 6 or 7 young Irish kids, and it was just fun to hear their take on what they're doing. They're out traveling and having their own experiences, and it was just really cool to have some conversations. We've been traveling for quite a bit, and people have been somewhat closed off and living in their own world, and it was just fun to have that dialogue back and forth about just life and fun and adventure and everything. So,
and just to be clear, young kids means what to you?
Yeah, that's a good point. About 25. I too was a young buck.
That's right. Graceland has grown so many years in just wisdom over the last year and a half of these travels that now kids who are 4 years younger than she, that's how she's referring to them. That was a cool experience. And hello Ireland, and hello to our Irish friends out there. So let's talk about what we've been doing, right? So we launched a company. It's called Fire Up Nation.
Sure did.
Yes, we did. And why don't you just describe what does Fire Up Nation mean to you? Like, what was the genesis of it? How did we go from kind of being stuck in a rut in the corporate world, but otherwise successful, and then but really feeling kind of like our life force was being sucked away to where we are today. I mean, just kind of describe the transition and even transformation that you've been through.
Yeah, well, so it started, really a couple years back, because there was this talk about we want to travel. That's like both of our passions. We had talked about it quite a bit in the past few years, and we just were waiting the right time, waiting on a few things, and we just kept having excuses. Valid reasons in our minds, or we were having successful careers and loved our life. At the same time, weren't necessarily super fulfilled, and so we finally decided to do it, to go out and travel the world, and it felt like a big slap in the face of, hey, the world's going to shut down, which was a hard thing to swallow and a hard thing to process in the midst of moving stuff into storage, relinquishing our jobs and security. At the same time, we both had a gut feeling, I feel like, that, let's follow through. This is what we were meant to do, this is what we set out to do, let's just do it. We didn't know what that, yes meant on following through on that yes. But come to find out, we've been following our passion, and with that we found our purpose, and that's, once you allow yourself to start saying yes to what your heart wants, what matters to you, and no to all the things that aren't, serving you and where you want to go in life, the world really starts opening up, and that self-imposed prison or box that you feel like you're put in, all you have to do is, open the door from the inside, and suddenly it's just a whole new world. And that's something that it's easier to say now that we've experienced, but we're really just, Fire Up Nation's about helping others come to that realization and decision for themselves that it's worth it to follow your passion. You're worth it to live the life that you've always wanted. And so, we're learning and figuring things out as we go, but part of Fire Up Nation is just sharing that experience and helping, others see that for themselves.
Awesome. So sharing that experience, because that is one of the key elements of Fire Up Nation and what we're doing. What experiences, one or two, just kind of like really powerful ones that you've had over the, just let's call it the last 6 months, or even just the last 3 months, just maybe somebody, you've met, or a course you've experienced, or, something that we've done. What are some experiences that have really impacted you in a powerful way?
Yeah, first off was that road trip we took around the Western U.S., because that was in no form part of what we had intended, and at the same time is exactly, I think, what we needed and what kind of open up our doors, that idea of say yes to adventure. Adventure means it's about the journey, not the destination. We just really had to decide that we're going to embrace that, because all expectations were shattered from the get-go, and so that's just something that in hindsight is never something I intended or wanted to do or thought anything of. But looking back, I miss going around the U.S., pulling out our tent, setting up in the rain, and that's just, I never knew that I even wanted that experience, and that's just really memorable to me. And then our time down in Costa Rica, I think, was very valuable. Really enjoyed it. We had the opportunity to get connected with Earthwaking University with Jonathan England and meet him face to face and a lot of the crew there. So we really enjoyed that, and really that's where I'd say we started to dig deep on ourselves and learn a lot and continue to peel the onion of our own thoughts and feelings and emotions. And it was just, we're still evolving. We're obviously still involved with the group, and definitely a catalyst to where we are right now.
Absolutely. So in that vein, those are, two very, very powerful experiences. What have those experiences kind of led you to in the way of maybe some like literature or a show or some content that you've, that you've been able to consume and that has really added to your perspective?
How about I switch it over to you, because I know that you're in the midst of reading a really awesome book, and as long as I've known him, he's not, reader, but not necessarily like can't peel away from the book to have a conversation, but more of a talker. But now you transitioned to more of a read.
Hey, my name's Reed, but I used to not read much.
Why don't I'd love to hear what you're reading, because I had the opportunity to read. It was awesome, and tell us about that book that you can't seem to get enough of. Nice
segue there and transition. So yes, I am reading a lot more now than I probably ever have in really probably my whole life, and it's really exciting. The book I'm on now is called The Essential Revolution. It's by Michael McGinnis Jr., we've met. He's in Costa Rica. Really cool guy. And we found out about this book through some of our other circles. And I can just tell you, for me, this book is like, I can't put it down. And Graclyn's getting so frustrated with me because she's like, we have things to do today. We're going to go travel around, walk around the town, and you want to read your book. And I'm like, yeah, I want to read my book.
It's a great book. Really, I know where he's coming from. It's really good.
And I would have never said that, a year ago. But now I'm like, man, I just am flipping through. I'm almost done with it in a few days. And, the most powerful thing about it is it's just so aligned with just how I see the world and what's been put in my path over the last, year and a half, and just watching things open up to me. And this is going to sound weird when you read the book, but seeing how things have evolved in my life and just seeing, the things that have come in, everything that's written in there really resonates. And I really do feel like it has some kind of fundamental or universal truths, if you will, that are embedded within a great story. And it's just, it's really powerful like that. So, that's my endorsement for your book, Mike. It's a good one. Check it out, The Essential Revolution. And beyond that, read some other ones recently that, found really interesting, like the Teachings of Jonah, another interesting book. But, that's the thing. It's just like reading more and more and really trying to just learn, because what I've realized is, there's so much that, I don't know, and this kind of journey is all about learning and trying to shift your perspective and change, the way that you're looking at the world. So reading books is a great way to do that.
Yeah, so on that note, when we set out to travel, what was kind of your expectations, or how did you think it would unfold, and how does it look now that we've been on the road, stuff in storage for going on a year and a half? What's the contrast there? What's the same? What's different about what you kind of thought things would look like?
Yeah, so I guess when we had set out initially, so to back up for one quick second, we quit our jobs to go travel the world. We had, put in our resignation in February of 2020. And then, our last day was like mid-March. And they were like, my last day, like the office was shutting down and everybody was going home due to the situation. And so it was just like, oh man, we had set out to really do like an around the world trip, and we were going to go for maybe like a year and try to hit all these spots, like clear across the world. I've never really been to the eastern part of the world, so I was super excited about that. And then, we haven't been able to do that. Like they kind of closed it off to us, and that's okay. So that part, like I had this expectation, like, oh, we're gonna do all these cool places, and then the reality was we just had to do what we can with what we had. And what that looked like was initially like just that road trip that Graceland described through the Western U.S. for 3 months and camping. Not something that I was in the cards or that I was planning on doing, but it was so cool because it just kind of it put us in nature. It got us more in touch and kind of more in shape, and made us more resourceful and dependent on ourselves, and like so we were hooking up the tent and
fun bonding experience.
That's right. Yeah, we had all the food and the Yeti, and living off the land. It was really cool to do that. It was, yes, bonding experience. Graceland and I have been together every day for like the last year and a half, and oh man, I love her more and more. No, I'm kidding. I really do, and that in and of itself is kind of amazing when you think about it. So fun fact. But so the kind of just the whole like taking ownership of the situation. Like initially when I set out, it was going to be about travel, and it was going to be about that kind of exploration of the whole world, but really from the travel standpoint. And what it's turned out to be is a journey of exploration of myself, and going deeply inward, and really finding like my passion, my purpose, and starting to live from that, and now architecting my life around it. So in a lot of ways, it's a blessing that we went through what we went through to be able to get to where we are, because what started off on a travel journey is now a life journey, and I just think it's beautiful. So that's what's the difference, I guess, with how we set out and where we are today.
That's well said. So do you have any thoughts about what's coming down the road for us or for you in our travels, and then what we're trying to do with Fire Up Nation? Why don't you?
Yeah, I got a lot of thoughts, and I got a lot of things that we're working on, that we're doing. So we've got our travel lifestyle kind of part of Fire Up Nation. If you think about Fire Up Nation as kind of the umbrella company, Big Adventure Living is going to be that travel piece of it. And so we've been building a website that originally started out as Greedy Travels. It's
Graceland and Reed.
Graceland and Reed.
I know what you're thinking.
But we were greedy for all that adventure and all that fun. And that was spawned from this kind of three-pronged mantra that we really are living our life by now, which is say yes. Say yes to adventure, say yes to yourself, and say yes to abundance. And the more we said yes, the world started opening up. And, we went to Costa Rica, and it's like my shirt even says it all. It says, stand up for what you believe, and your world will start changing. I don't know if you can see that, but that's just, that's something pretty cool, because it's true. And so, while we were in Costa Rica, which was, earlier this year, we got there in February, and, maybe about a month in, we started building this website, and it's become Big Adventure Living. So that's coming out, and we put a lot of our message, like what we're trying to put out there with Fire Up Nation, which is, for us, like once we started to live from our hearts and really harness, the power of the universe that we all have inside of us. But once we started to harness ours, we realized that, wow, we have these unique gifts to bring to the world, and how much more powerful as beings that we felt. And we wanted to share that. We were kind of overflowing with all this light and love that had filled us up and really just reinvigorated our spirit. So hence the crux of Fire Up Nation, right? We ignite the human spirit, and that's what we aim to do with bringing you the movement of Fire Up Nation, is to bring people together, build a community around that principle that you have the power of the universe inside you, and living from and following your passion and purpose inside your heart is just honestly like the way to live. Shed all your programming and your limiting beliefs about what you're capable of, because what we've seen already, it's very clear to us that you're a powerful being, that we're all connected, that you have so much to bring, and it's time to get doing. So, we're going to show you what we're able to do, and we're just going to continue to get out here and do it. And so you asked what's next for us. We got the Big Adventure Living coming out. We're working on a book that's going to take some time. We're working on another website for Fire Up Nation. We're working on a class, a mastermind. Guys, Like, and all of the time, I mean, we're out here, we're enjoying where we're at, we're living, you know, in the present moment, which is the only moment that exists. And we're really just trying to you know, be, and not to let all the judgment and all the past or the future illusion, you know, set us off course. We adopted, you know, ready, fire, aim. That just means get out there and do it, you know? Like, if you want something in your life, you just get out there and you do it. And really, it's about doing. And so, you know, that's kind of like what we're aiming to do with Fire Up Nation. And I don't know where we're going to go next. We haven't even planned out beyond next week. We're going to Santorini, you know, next week. And then beyond that, you know, who knows? And
anybody wants to come visit?
Yes, yeah, guys.
Let us know.
Where are you at, man? I mean, Greece is beautiful. Come on over and hang out with us. We'd love to see you. Yeah, I mean, so that's where we're at, you know.
Where we're going,
just going with it. Yeah, getting in the flow.
All right. Well, do you have any other questions for this first edition?
Yeah. Gosh, oh man.
I know so many.
I think this is fun, you know, and like it's just kind of cool to sit here and riff with you. But why don't you tell everybody just a little bit more about, you know, Graceland Glacier? Like, you know, I get this a lot, but her birth color is fiery red. What do you think about that, Graclyn? What does that mean?
You know, I don't know. Fiery red, just without putting me into it, it's just very, it is what it is. It's there. It's loud and proud. And I you know.
Oh, I'm saying put you into it.
Okay.
I'm saying why do you think your birth color is fiery red?
I mean, my birth color is fiery red. My birthday is April Fool's Day. I don't know what that means, but, you know, I feel like it's something special. That's how I'm going to interpret it. I think that I got something to bring. I'm working on that, and I'm excited. Yeah, just bring out the Fire Up Nation.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't know. Just you know, be who I am and be excited and loud and proud about it, I think.
Yeah.
That's how I'm going to interpret it.
Yeah. Well, I just think it's because Graclyn is just like, she's incredibly passionate. She's got this like really powerful spirit. She's got all this energy, and she brings the fire. So
one speed, apparently.
Yeah, we've earlier today. This will give you an example of fiery red and what Graceland is at her core. So we had a nice person who's, you know, like we're renting the place we're at from, and he took us down to the grocery store because we're like really far away from everything where we're at. And you know, we get down there, and Grayson's like trying to hustle us around so we can like not take up too much of this guy's time. And then we get out to the car and we realize we don't have bread. And, you know, we have all this stuff that we kind of like, in Greece, it's pretty essential to have some bread, you know, with your meal.
Olive oil.
Yeah, and some olive oil. We didn't have olive oil or bread anyway. So Graceland, like, literally is like, I'll handle it. And she just starts, like, sprinting to the bakery, like, across the street to get the bread. And so, yeah, so that's, I looked at the guy and I said, well, she's only got one speed. And it's true. Yeah, you're really, you know, you're full of energy. You vibrate high.
Do you know what your color is?
I have no idea. I have no idea. There's a sloth on my shirt. That's kind of probably more.
That's fitting as well.
That's more my speed, right? And so we're a good match. You know, we balance well.
Can you give them your best sloth face?
Oh, okay. Hold on. I'm gonna put my arms around you.
So sloths move fairly slow, and I think that's about Reed's speed.
Yeah,
but we love it.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, man, this was good, right? Like, that's what Friday Free For All is all about, guys. Just getting out here, we're having a conversation with each other, with you. We're being authentic. We're in EOS. You know, come visit us. We'd love to see you. And honestly, yeah, no, I mean, we really love to hear from you. And you know, please join up with Fire Up Nation. You know, get in the community and start sharing, because the way that we do this is we empower each other. And the more that we stand up for what we believe, the more that, you know, we're able to co-create the change that we want to see, and the more the world starts to shift. So be the shift.
That's right. All right. We love y'all.
Love you guys.
Bye.
All right, bye.
See if I can figure this out.